Yo, yo, yo. What's up, Sooner Nation? I'm Batman. I'm here with my amazing co-host, Spiderman, and whatever the heck Jeremiah is.
What is that?
You are watching a very spooky Halloween episode number 9 of your favorite, the podcast on the prairie. So what's up, guys? Obviously, I'm Batman.
Batman, how are you feeling?
I'm not supposed to be Spider-Man, but it's a temporary costume. My other one's on the way, though.
Bro, you bought 2?
Yeah. I told you about that.
I gotta stay in character. You bought 2?
It's like, it's supposed to get here Monday, and it's still shipping.
Wait, why can't your character just sound like regular Jeremiah Hall?
Yeah.
It's Halloween, brother. I'm glad the part.
The thing about Spider-Man's voice is like, just like geeky.
I was about to say,
like
Jaren, you just sound normal. You sound normal.
I sound like normal Jaren, Spider-Man. But dude,
So
my other costumes get here, I guess we're rocking with it.
What's your other costume? Can we know? Or like
Flash, where we all did DC characters. So Danny's Batman, I'm the Flash, Phil is Bane, Eric is Green Arrow, and then Sneed is the Joker. So
I don't know how long I can keep this mask on. I'm already sweating.
you can take it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a drink of water soon. So.
Oh, your
hold on.
mic isn't
Pause.
on.
Huh?
Fix your
Pause.
mic.
All right, so we're back on. Spider-Man unplugged his mic.
Happens, dude. I got some webs all over it. They stuck
Yeah,
to
he slung
pulled it
some
out.
web and his mic came undone.
Yeah, dude.
Hey,
Can't
bro.
control-
I
Can't control it.
Spidey. I
Yep.
watched your post-practice interview today.
How'd that go?
Sounded like you were excited for the challenge.
Did I say that a lot?
Bro, you said it like 15 times.
Dude,
Wait,
that's
excited for the what?
For the
Excited
challenge.
for the
The
challenge.
reason that I said that is because the dude right before I went up, he's like, just let him know you're excited for the challenge of the offense. Stay humble. You know the deal. And so like he ingrained that worm into my brain. It's like when I got to a point where I was like, I don't really have anything else to say. that just popped. I was like, yeah, we're just we're all excited for the challenge this offense brings and all the multiple things they do and blah 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 blah. But yeah,
Hey, that actually brings me to something. So one thing that I do, I don't use like or whenever I speak, but I do have like a filler
Yeah.
word. And like I guess when I was on the Pat McAfee
you
shit,
literally just said like, by the way.
okay, well, screw you. Anyway, I try not to like. Actually, I was using it as an analogy, as a matter of fact.
Sooner Nation, every time I start counting on my fingers during this podcast, that's how many times Danny uses a filler word like. No,
So
Alex,
you,
Hey,
guys
no,
are
no.
probably, so you guys are probably wondering why we're in costumes. So once a year, what happens is, like now I'm not, like,
Bro, you're the one that keeps saying it, not us.
like I just look at Jaren and like I forget, like, and then I know he's doing it, and I just think like, what do I say? Like, all right, this is the worst episode. Can we
Hey.
restart?
On a serious note, though, just pause.
I'm checked out. I don't honestly. At this point, I don't care.
no, we got a great podcast ahead of us, ladies and gentlemen. But if
Oh,
you're wondering, the reason that we are in costumes, tonight was the annual, what do they call it? Like the fall Halloween.
The
Family-
fall festive bash.
Yeah, the fall festive bash at yours truly, Norman, Oklahoma's football facility. All the coaches' all the coaches' kids and families came. On Wednesdays we usually have family dinner where they all show up anyway, but today was just a little more special. All the kids were dressed up in their Halloween costumes, looking all spooky. And we did some games like bobbing for apples, and Batman here was runner-up in that game. He lost to Walter Rouse in a close one.
I let down my city.
Yeah. And then just played a bunch of games, and then the kids had a costume contest that me, Batman, and Walter Rouse judged, and no bias or anything, but the winner of that costume contest was Spider-Girl. So that's fact.
Why?
That's why we're dressed up. But it's also
So you lost? Wait, are you the Spider-Girl?
We didn't participate in the
we
contest.
judged
It was
the
little
children.
kids. Yeah,
Oh,
for the
okay.
kid.
Hey, speaking of the Pat McAfee show, so like you didn't
Man.
want to plug the podcast or anything?
No, not really.
I'm sorry.
Wow, I'm extremely disappointed.
It was
I'm sorry, bro. We didn't have conversations with your NIL marketing team. Next time, we'll be
you
sure to
should have.
contact
You should have
them.
told me, dude. I probably would have if I was reminded. There was a lot of stuff going on at the time,
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, you were a busy man that day.
Hey, we'll start plugging the podcast when you start actually growing your hair out, because you literally shaved yesterday. So let's talk about
Got
that.
you there. Jay, I'll take off that mask.
Yeah,
I need to
let's
see I need to see the hair.
see what you got over there.
Turn on your lights.
Hey, no, I did. Honestly, I did start growing it out for a few days, but
That's not the bet.
It's not the bet.
Holy jump scare! Oh my god.
clean as a no. I did try it. Like I did put a fair effort into it. Just so
No,
y'all
you
know.
didn't. You can't say a few days.
Well, I mean, like that's a lot for me. Like anything past 2 is like I look bad.
That's the point. You lost a bet.
That's the whole point. Like we beat Texas. Grow the hair out.
You know who need on the podcast?
Who?
Dasan McCullough.
He would definitely do it too.
We could, yeah.
Yeah, we
He's
could
our
definitely
locker
be-
mate.
We
I
can
was
have
watching. I was watching his interview. He did a pretty good job.
He's
Yeah,
a good
he talks-
speaker.
He's very well spoken. So you're saying I
Maybe
didn't
he'll
do a
get-
good job? Are you saying that I didn't do a good job, or just that I said that one thing a lot?
He did a better job than you did.
Yeah, I agree. I hate interviews. Oh, my bad.
Dude,
Well, I mean, like
thanks,
honestly,
Hitch.
though, like your character on the podcast though is like amazing. Like I wouldn't trade that out.
I'm just myself.
The glazing's crazy by JL.
I think it's because like you were thinking too much in the interview.
I was actually.
Right.
What happens is they get you right after you just did the most grueling freaking 3 hours of your life, aka a Tanoga Tuesday football practice with Coach Venables. And it's just like you just would rather not do anything else except stand in front of a bunch of cameras and get interrogated. But there's a
You got
lot
a
that goes
point.
in. There's a lot that goes into it.
Fair point. Valid point.
So am I allowed to ask you about the personal foul?
Oh yeah,
Whoa.
dude, 100%. I've only been asked 170 times.
Or are we just gonna skip over that?
I mean, we
Or-
can. I mean, obviously, I just need to be held accountable for that. Take ownership of my actions. Obviously, that was a very selfish
Sure.
thing for me to do.
Selfish moment.
Yeah, selfish moment. Just
Too
in
excited.
any of the moment, I was excited for my guys, and I let
Yeah.
my emotions get the best of me. So, obviously, that's not who I am. So I'm not really. I don't think anybody's too bent over about it or anything. Like that's obviously not the type of guy I'm going to be moving forward. Just made a mistake in the moment. Everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah, bro, just learn from it. All right.
Yeah, no doubt, for sure. We lost Batman.
Getting hot, dude. I'm covered in sweat. This is a whole I'm wearing a lot of stuff, man. Like
It's a get up, dude. It's a whole get up.
Wait,
it's
hold
a
on.
whole
Oh.
get up.
I
It
had
made
to
us
use,
really think, like, how does Batman in the movies get dressed so fast? Like,
Yeah, it's impressive, dude. Doesn't get talked about enough, man.
no, it doesn't get talked about. He never goes to the bathroom. We never see him get dressed. It's like stuff like that, man. Where does he put his phone? You're like,
That was the problem I was having. I was like, how the heck does Batman keep his phone? Like, how
you
does
have
he?
a thigh holster, bro.
I know. I could probably do that.
It would definitely fit in a thigh holster.
bro, did you put on the eye black just for the podcast?
No, I had this on underneath. I've had this on all day. Not all day, but relative to what we've been doing. But I mean, hey,
Yeah.
let's talk about the Knights, man. First off, defense had a heck of a start. Four
Oh,
3 and
yeah.
outs in a row. That's tough to do.
They didn't cross
Yeah.
the 50-yard line the whole first quarter.
They had like 4 rushing yards and 4 drives.
Mm-hmm.
That was absurd.
Best rushing
Like,
offense in the Big 12.
I
apparently.
was pissed at the offense like the whole first quarter. Like, I'm an offensive guy. And then we missed the field goal. So like I didn't even think about the defense until it's second quarter and I'm like, oh snap, like they haven't even crossed the 50. Like, way to go, guys.
Yeah,
Hey, thanks, man.
Yeah, so the game offense, I mean, we really could have been an early start, bro. We had really good field position like at the start of it. And dude, so that first missed field goal,
Yeah.
you done?
Are you?
Yeah, I am. Watch. So
All right.
that first missed field goal, I thought it didn't go in. I thought it went in, and I'm just on the sideline, just waiting for like the kickoff, like media, all that to happen. And
The entire defense is out on the field right now. We're looking around like, where the hell is Danny? I look to his sideline. He's standing there like this with his helmet off in his hand. I'm like,
like just chilling.
get on the field. Like, what are you doing?
Danny, were you not paying attention? I didn't even notice that.
I did.
Well, the crowd like started cheering, so I just assumed that, we just scored, but it was actually just UCF fans cheering. And I think, like, I guess I talked to the Zach about like,
I like.
Keep going, buddy.
He left. Oh, he left. All right, anyways, to carry on with Danny's story,
Such a bad sport.
he was watching the field goal, and he thought it went in, and, like, he was standing on there waiting, like, he thought it was a media timeout, like, they're about to kick off, then we're going to be on defense.
Yeah.
And so the whole defense runs out on the field because he missed it. I thought it went in too, but obviously not. So we ran on the field. We're like, where's Danny, bro? And he's just over on the sideline chilling. Anyways.
Such great leadership from our middle linebacker here.
Thank you.
No, in all seriousness, though, I heard the announcers talk about how many UCF fans were there. Seemed like a lot.
they traveled really well.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, I mean, I
I
was
think
watching.
relatively to how teams traveled to the Palace, it was probably up there. I mean, usually it's all red. I heard a little bit of UCF fans, which is actually pretty surprising. Pretty,
Counts.
like what?
Like what or both? They both count.
Like what is not that's just pushing it.
Like that's just like pushing it.
Yeah. We just pause, bro. Like, silence is better than fillers.
Like what is not like what is its own saying. It's not a filler word. I'm using like what as a phrase.
All right.
Bro, I promise you, some middle school English teacher is watching this right now and cracking up.
Yeah, that's he's gonna try not to do it, and he's gonna be like talking.
That's just what it was. Like, now that we brought it up,
a robot. Yeah.
it's because we said
Let's talk about their offense for a minute, right? So you guys are on defense, their offense. They had you could tell that Jeff Lebby had just came from there because they had a lot of creativity to their offense, like reverses, delayed draws, just all types of stuff that looked very like Lebby-ish, if that makes sense.
they actually led I think the nation on first and second down were all base downs and most trick plays at 9%. So I guess 9% of all their plays were a trick play, which is actually such a crazy stat if you think about that. Basically 1 in every 10 plays
is some sort of trick.
Yeah.
And obviously they got in a bunch of formations, did a lot of motions, did a lot of eye candy stuff. Kind of similar to what we're going to see with KU, but yeah, they do a lot of cool stuff.
We'll get into that in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, that first long run that happened, I think it was like 59 yards. Honestly, our defense played extremely well. Kind of almost lights out. Just 3 plays, 3 big explosive plays that kind of makes it look bad on paper.
Yeah.
We put a lot of good things on film.
Two of those plays, so like UCF had 397 total yards.
Yeah.
But 140 of the 397 came on 2 plays.
Yeah.
Literally.
No, so that first long run, so they ran a play called the sprint draw.
Yeah.
So teams that usually play us will run sprint outs because they know we send a lot of interior pressures, and so they want their quarterback, kind of in a safer situation, get out of the pocket, making an easy throw, being able to run or throw it out of bounds if there's any pressure. But they kind of run a system. It's an older play. This is we talked to Teddy Lamb before the game, and this is a play that they would see kind of a little bit more back in the day, but it's really a pain to defend because they have the whole defense moving that way, and they last second just hand the ball right up the gut, and it's a play we practiced 1,000 times. Coach Dunn was kind of stressed how difficult it is to defend because of the way the gaps are, and really, it was just a bust. I don't want to, obviously it already happened, but I think Jaren could explain a little bit more what happened.
Yeah, I mean, like Danny said, I don't want to call anybody out, but basically the way that football works is there's gaps, and everyone has a gap that they're supposed to be in and a technique to fill that gap. And we practiced particular play, the sprint draw, 100,000 times. And you're supposed to fill your gap, and I filled my C gap, and then we just didn't have our D gap player. Our D gap player ran too far up the field, and widened the D gap too much. The running back was able to squirt in through there, and so it happens. Everybody makes mistakes in football, but we just have to be gap.
I was looking at the play, and I was trying to figure out what the responsibilities were.
So,
and I noticed that. Was he supposed to squeeze?
Yeah. No. All right. So in that call, we ran that call versus that play 10 times in practice.
Is it like a rip switch type of deal where the DN squeezes and you cover the?
Well, all right. So in that
no.
call, the DN's a boxer, so he has to. Nothing gets outside of him.
Yeah.
But in that formation, we had the adjustment where the defensive, they want the defensive end to run up the field so the tight end can block the defensive end and the linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
So we had an adjustment in that formation, and me and Jaren are calling the play like, look, alert the sprint draw. And so the DN's supposed to just literally bully that tight end so he can't go to the second level. And so it kind of just screws everything I wanted. But, mistakes happen. It happens to everyone. He ran a little too far up the field, so the tight end was able to block too. And we can't just shit another defender, as Coach Venables would say.
Let me explain the conflict a little more. So basically, on a normal sprint where the quarterback takes the ball and runs outside the pocket, the D-end is supposed to run up the field and contain the quarterback. So when the D-end sees the sprint action of the quarterback running, he gets this moment where he has to haul ass up the field and don't let the quarterback outrun him. But so he's trying to, and in his head, the quarterback's about to outrun him. He has to sprint and cut the quarterback off in the backfield. But the quarterback sprints and at the last second hands the ball down under, which is the conflict and why it's so hard to stop this play, because it widens that gap if the DN doesn't squeeze. And so we knew how to call the sprint draw out. We knew when it was going to be the sprint draw versus when it would be a regular sprint. And so we were trying to yell and trying to give him the notice. But, like I said, mistakes happen, and he just kind of ran a little bit too far up the field and squirted out.
The DN was in a lot of conflict on that call, but, we practiced it a lot.
Yeah. So for our listeners, from what we're saying by squeezing, so picture a defensive end lined outside of the tight end. Tight end goes down to block, let's just say, the defensive end, or not the defensive end, the tackle, double teams to the tackle to the linebacker, which would be Jaren or Danny. Okay. So when we say squeeze, we're basically saying the defensive end squeezes the box down on the tight end, or it could be a tackle, whoever's at the end of the line of scrimmage, to close like the space. So that's what we're referencing when we say squeeze. We all done with that? I didn't.
Yeah. So take out that play. That should have been another 3 and out. And then going into that other touchdown, besides Jaren's, whatever, we'll get through that. That other play, honestly, a really good play call that they had designed there. Kind of put, they had a zone read, quarterback kept it, acted like he was running. So obviously, the corner kind of came off on his man. Kind of just a bust. Woody, we've talked a lot about him. He's a great player. You can't make a mistake like that. He's obviously learned from it. That was an anomaly of a play. He was also in conflict, but you got another quarterback and just kind of throw the ball behind the line of scrimmage. Looked like a runner last second, threw it up. But yeah, it happens, but we were able to respond, face a lot of adversity. When I came down to it, obviously that last drive they scored, but when it mattered the most, defense really came through. That 2-minute stop was huge, crucial. Shout out to Kendall Dolby, Woody Washington and Billy Bowman on that stop, all right there, defended that double pass perfectly. Defense did their job, man. We kind of were. I think we faced a lot of adversity. That was kind of the first time. That should be a team that we realistically should dominate. But football is a hard thing, man. A lot of people
winning is hard.
Yeah, winning is hard. We found that out last year, but people don't understand that not every team that comes in here is not just going to lay down. Because we're Oklahoma. Obviously they're competitors just like us. So there's days where it goes either way, man. You never know. That's just how a fight is.
Mm-hmm. I think that you guys, honestly, I think last year, that's probably a game that maybe we let go. I can't say we do or we don't, but just from an outsider looking in and as a football fan, that's like, oh, okay, We made up for it this year. We overcame the adversity, came out with a W, and just from a captain standpoint, right? This is like one of those games where you have to learn from it. Like you can't just say. I feel like when I was there, gradually, like as we lost guys like Baker, Kyler, and Jalen, the new guys, they come in and they're under the impression of, oh, we're going to win just because we're built with talent, like and we have the OU brand. That doesn't just happen. You guys know that every team that we face, or every team that you guys face now, you're going to get their best. Okay,
I'm not gonna lie. When I first got here, that's kind of what I thought. I assumed, man, we just won 6 of these Big 12 championships in a row.
No,
Like, man, I feel like I already got one.
Yeah,
obviously.
No, honestly,
I learned the hard way.
I felt that way too, but I learned, like, as I got into a leadership role, the season doesn't even start. Like, the season doesn't even start until once you beat Texas. Like, now, this is when the nitty gritty, like, this is where, like, you start to hurt a little bit. You start to get tired of doing the small things right. Like, maybe you skip a recovery session. You're like, you know what, I'll get it tomorrow. Like, this is the time of year where, like, you have to double down on what's been working on for you, like, the whole time. That's what I learned. Like, I knew that once we hit, like, Texas and we started playing teams like K-State, Iowa State later on in the season, that's when they're getting juiced up to play OU, and we're just falling down just a little, just enough to make it a game, So you got to fight that urge.
Absolutely. It gets, at the end of the day, man, it's tough. College football, it's a long season. You're battling, just, especially when you're winning games, man, a lot of guys lose sense of how hard it is to win, the younger guys. So it's really up to leaders to kind of keep that dialed and keep that focus. You got to have that same intensity you had in fall camp. Every single Tuesday, Wednesday practice, man, you got to bring it, because, when you have those off days, that correlates, man, to, Saturday, successful Saturday. So you really got to bring it every single day. But it's hard, man. I talked to the leadership council. Like, I said, look, it's hard to get up. At this point, I don't even want to do this show anymore.
That's 4 mans.
Usually, you were doing mans, because
you said that's the one you used on Pat McAfee, man.
Yeah, I say man a lot. I feel like that's a
4 times just now in the past 20 seconds.
When did
I'll stop.
When did Batman get so emotional?
Like, when did Spiderman become
Hey, back to the game though, real quick. Peyton Bowen on the sack in the third quarter. You know what it reminded me of? I don't know, Danny, I don't know if you were on the team just yet, but Trey Brown had a sack just like that. Yeah, you weren't on the team yet. In 2018.
Against Texas, right?
You thought I was on the team in 2018?
Well,
like you just said, 2018. Like, bro, that was, what, 5
or maybe
years
it was 2019.
ago?
Maybe it was 2019.
Like, you think I was on the team 5 years ago?
Okay, my bad, bro.
Yeah, Jane, I don't know if you're on the team, but 2016,
Well, you might have been watching the game.
I
Look,
remember.
Even Jaren knew which game I was talking about.
Jaren has no idea. Jaren.
Yeah, I watched.
At least he said versus Texas.
Yeah,
Fun fact about Jaren Kanik.
We were wearing the alternate jerseys. It was basically in the back. It wasn't a safety.
Yeah.
Yeah, alternate jerseys in the safety of the Big 12 championship in like 2016.
No.
18.
All right. He's talking about the film we watched.
Yeah, I watch film.
Hey, there's one thing about Jaren. He might watch film, but he's not watching like any football outside of football or any other sport.
That's not true.
Any other sport.
I did it. I'm not going to lie to you.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. But like, if there's any other sport, Jaren's not watching it.
What do you mean by that?
Like the NBA?
Oh, yeah, never.
Or like, really, like any other NFL? Before you got to college, you used to watch NFL games?
A little bit. I'm just a football guy, dude. I mean,
no, yeah, I feel that.
I'm the football guy.
But yeah,
well,
you sacked by Peyton.
Nah.
Hey, how about that
being in
recovery?
college?
Fumble recovery by Stog. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, dude, saved our butts. Holy cow.
Shout out to the boy.
Tight end, baby.
Dude, that honestly being on Hans team might be the worst thing.
It's so funny.
Hey,
just be 2 linebackers while I would kick it at these guys if I were you.
Bro, you don't got a Jay Hall out there, bro. I was confident every time I went out there. I look
I don't
forward to
know.
the hands
We're
team.
confident. People,
Our job is
brother.
to stay away from the ball. So it's like, I'm afraid to come and like, just hit
Dude,
me.
I thought he was gonna kick it right in my face mask. Look, this is I swear. If I was an onside coordinator coach, I would
You're
be like,
going
all
right
right,
for the linebackers.
find the dumbest looking linebacker out there and just put it on his face mask because he's not gonna catch it and it's gonna bounce back into our hands and we're gonna go win the game. That's what I would do.
Hands team is hard, bro, because the ball, like, it's moving. You know how football moves when you kick it, like, to the side like that? It's not coming straight. Like, it's hard.
That's
A
tough.
lot of people, our Steelers fans remember, I was the move guy on hands team. I was like the middle. Me and Drake were. We were the middle guys.
Adjuster,
Y'all remember, well, let me not include Danny because his baby self just doesn't know anything. And Jaren, you probably didn't even watch the game. But versus Oregon, okay, back in 2021.
The team I was on, you think I remember the team I was on?
Yes, doofus. You might not even remember that. The
I was,
game
like,
that
playing
Venables
that
was like,
game.
how come you didn't play more?
Yeah, honestly, I played really good that
and
game.
he had
I
like
was,
9 tackles that game, dude.
You
It
did
threw me
play good
off
that
because
game.
I played like, all right, that like when he came at me, like he was like, "Why did you play?" I was like, "Dude, I look, he was like kind of balling."
Anyways, but I recovered a fumble at the end of that game, and I swear I missed the opportunity to hand the ball to the ref. Because I don't know if y'all know the history of OU, but the last time we played Oregon, we recovered the onside kick, and then they still said it was Oregon the ball. So
I've
we
heard
should
about
have handed the ball
Wasn't
to
that
the ref.
2006?
Yeah, I think that was like, yeah.
I'm a history buff.
See, there you go. You know a little something, young buck. Little 20-year-old. Batman.
I'm Batman.
Hey, but wrapping up UCF, though, Kendall Dobie, tackle, 2-point conversion.
Dobie.
Dope.
Big Dumpy Dobie.
That was a good job.
Say his other nickname on the podcast. KD Dobie, Big Dumpy Dobie.
All right. Anyway, so yeah, Dobie's a ball player, man. Between him and Deshaun, I think we have a really good rotation, man. I think.
Oh yeah.
Between them two, obviously Deshaun's a bigger body, he comes in there with bigger personnel sets, and if we need a cover guy, dude, Dobie's that dude. He does a tremendous job. He played corner. He came here as a corner, but obviously he made value for himself. The coach realized he's not afraid to tackle. He's good in space, and so that Cheetah position, obviously it's a little undersized for Cheetah, but he does a hell of a job, man. Just covering all over the place, being physical, being fast, being confident. He does that, man.
He's the same size as Ryan Carter. Ryan Carter was a killer cheetah at Clemson.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
What year is McCullough?
he's
my year.
Jaren's grade.
Sophomore.
Yeah.
True sophomore.
I like him. He's a hell of a. I've never seen like a player like so big just be all over the field. What is he like?
Oh, he's
6'4", 6'5"?
Oh yeah.
He's probably 6'4".
Can y'all get him on the podcast for real?
We will have Deshaun McCullough as our next guest. We can do that
Yeah,
We'll make it happen.
for sure.
I like him. He's a good person. I enjoyed watching his interviews. I don't know about Jaren's.
He's very eloquently spoken.
Yeah, he's thoughtful. He reminds me of me.
Throw it, bro.
What?
That's nasty,
What'd she do?
dude. So I'm using my mic. And little thing like wiggle around in there.
We can't hear you.
So I was using my mic. Can you hear me?
Yes.
And so I see the little thing wiggling around in there. Like I thought it was like a piece of like string. It was an earwig, man.
What's that?
You never seen an earwig before?
You know what an
You look
earwig
like
is? Like the bug?
little bug
Oh.
with little pincers on the back.
Oh yeah, that's what you call him.
Bro, it was in the mic.
You probably see it on the podcast. Maybe.
Look, I'll pick him up.
Show them the fans. Show them the
He's
fans.
still
do
alive.
those actually bite?
You won't eat it.
Oh, I dropped him.
You won't put it in your mouth.
This
You're right,
is the
I
face
won't.
of college football, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll kill him now with the. Oh, yeah, he ain't going nowhere. He's smashing.
Jaren, what were your stats last game? How many tackles did you have?
Like 5, not a lot. I don't know.
Jaren's
Danny,
like double
what
digit.
about
I think 12.
How does Danny have more tackles than you? He doesn't even play Mike.
Because everybody runs the ball to the weak side.
But it's crazy. If you watch, half my tackles come from the field, which is so weird.
They just don't.
Like, You just don't run to the ball. I don't know how you don't get
I
tackled.
just do. I'm always like in my gap, and I force the ball to the other people. That's just what happens. That's how it
Crazy.
happens.
I don't know. Just never had
All
that
right,
problem.
We'll see what happens. We'll see.
See what happens. Like we've had 7 games.
Yeah,
You've got me one game.
What happened versus Texas? What happened versus Texas, dude? Where were
All right,
you?
you got me. What happened versus?
Did you play during that
happened
game?
versus every other game.
Did you play during the Texas game? Like I didn't. Did
What
Danny
happened? We're happening against every other game. Like every other team.
Dude, I'm still learning. You're on me.
I think
You
when I was your age, matter of fact,
It's a little different. Our stories aren't the same.
like when I was your age, young buck,
Our stories aren't written the same,
I
dude.
feel like I was doing, just about the same stuff as I was this year.
Oh, so you haven't improved at all? You think you're all that in a
No,
bag of
actually,
chips?
as a matter of fact, but last year my tackles were happening 3 yards in front of the line of scrimmage. Now they're happening 3 yards behind.
Did you know there's a guy for Iowa that's already has 100 in tackles?
Yeah, but they're all like,
What?
There's a linebacker that plays for Iowa, already has 100 tackles.
How's that
nowhere.
even? Oh my gosh.
A lot
he
of okay, but his last games he has like 2 solos, 12 assisted tackles. So it's like, stat pattern.
Yeah.
Hey, so after the game, BV says, "I love going in on Monday after winning, and I get to yell at some guys. We've got to yell." Venables joked, "We've got a lot of yelling to do."
He wasn't
Was there-
joking.
was there a lot of yelling?
I mean, there was a lot of
Come
yelling
on.
after the Texas game, after SMU, after Cincinnati, after every team we've played. There's a lot of yelling. That's just how Coach Venables is.
Really?
Brutally
After
honest,
Texas?
no matter what.
After Texas?
Let's put it into perspective.
Probably the most after the Texas game.
Let's put it in perspective. Winning is winning, and he's going to give credit where it's due, but he expects perfection. So he's also going to give credit where we should have got exposed and we should have lost this game by 50. If they would have exposed us on these plays, we would have lost, and he's that desperate to make it perfect. Because if we want to play championship defense and we want to take this team to where it's supposed to go, those are the plays that people are going to expose us on. It's like it's almost like we got lucky. Because like there's a lot of stuff that happens in a lot of games where it's like we got lucky. But real teams, when we play the real teams in the playoffs and all that, they will expose us. So
we got to be perfect.
He's using
you're
this
absolutely
moment,
true.
and he's living and dying in that moment and making sure that we fix that down the road.
Yeah.
It's like
Honestly, that's how I feel about the offense right now. I'm like, it's doing just enough. And I wish Braden was here for me to like go back and forth on this, but like just to give my 2 cents, like they're gonna need to like get this corrected, especially the run game. All right, I don't know what was going on with 2-7 at the beginning of the game with the fumbles and the drop ball. I'm sure he'll shake back from that, but I don't think matter of fact, I'm not gonna say I don't think we can't run the ball like consistently, and it shows. And I don't know what it's going to take for them to correct it, because I got all my faith is in Beatembo, And I know you guys have nothing to do with the offense, but this is just my fair take. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's not looking well,
I think the offense will figure it out. Dylan's a great leader. I think.
No, I think Dylan is balling out. Like, whenever the ball's in his hands and he has to make something happen, he's doing a great job. But in terms of just us saying, hey, give the ball to Marcus Major, our 5 guys and a tight end up front, go get the job done, I don't think that we can run the ball all the way down the field. Like, I don't know. It's not my place to put you guys in that situation to respond, so I'm not going to.
Oh, I mean, I wish I could, man. I'm not gonna lie. As soon as we're off the field, dude, we're getting corrections. Like, I wish I could watch the offense play more, but I don't see anything that happens unless it's a touchdown and I watch it on the screen. Like, we don't see anything.
If one of the defensive coaches catches us looking up, trying to watch the offense while we're getting corrected, it's like get locked in. Like,
you gotta lock in.
We cannot watch you. We cannot watch the offense.
Yeah. No, that makes sense here. Let me not go on a tangent then. I won't do that to you guys. All right, moving on to Kansas. All right, Jaren, once again, I know you've been asked this, but it's homecoming for you, buddy. I saw you have like 20-something people come to the game, which, by the way, I think is impressive that you can even get that many tickets for everyone.
I got a lot of awesome teammates that, don't have very many family members from the state of Kansas, which is a crazy thing to hear, I know, that are, willing to offer those tickets up for me. So, Yeah, man, I'm super excited to get back in the home state and play in front of some people that aren't able to make it all the way down to Oklahoma or wherever. And I got a bunch of high school friends that I grew up with that go to KU and that live in Kansas that are coming to the game, and so I'm excited to play in front of those guys for sure. So.
Hey, bro, just so you know,
cool.
Danny knows this. He's been there, but there will absolutely be more Sooner fans there than Kansas fans. So when you look around,
no, there's no way.
Not at all, dude. No.
Dude,
right.
we played them when they were 1-5.
They got a different culture there now.
Their culture's a little changed since we played them, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're living in the past, buddy.
Well, when me and J Hall played them in 2021, there was no Kansas fans. Obviously, Kansas at that time was a terrible program. Keep it a buck. They've made a complete 180. But then it was a close game at like second quarter, third quarter. And so they started letting fans in for free. And so it low-key got like kind of piled up, towards the end of the game. They put
out a tweet. They were like, KU fans, come now, tickets are free. The Jayhawks are holding the number 3 team in the country to whatever it was.
We were the number 1 team, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was number 3, wasn't it?
We were the number 1 team for like a long time that year.
Was it number 1 or number 3?
Yeah, you're probably right, Davey. I am living in the past. Which, by the way, let me shout out myself real quick. I helped start that comeback after halftime. I did fumble at the beginning of the drive, but I ended up scoring like the touchdown to put us, I think, ahead.
Little Butterfingers over here.
Or comeback. Yeah, it was like my only fumble in my career, high school and college. Which I recovered it back too. So Alex remembers that. Yeah, Alex. Batman, are you done?
Dude, Batman's drenched in sweat. I've been wearing his costume for hours. Starting to freak out, but we're finishing this podcast. Dude, it's hot in here, man.
Hey, just so y'all know, Sooner fans, our boys are committed, man. It's 11:20 at night.
Yeah, but podcasts over everything. Anyway, hey, Kansas, they have a great offense. Another team that shows a lot of exotic formations, lots of end over sets, tons of motions, tons of trick plays again. You guys can just finish this podcast. Look, I'm too tired for this. I quit. Find someone else. Have Phil Paciotti and Jaren Kanik.
We would love to.
Ladies and gentlemen, Danny Stutzman cannot take the heat. We're going to let him get some rest because he said so many explicitives. I don't think that
we probably just cut the last 45 seconds.
We probably cut half of it. We realistically have probably cut half this podcast.
Yeah. We're
Danny's a little cranky little baby, and he needs to take a nap.
I'm not about as I am kind of cranky.
Alex has got his work cut out for this one.
Alex,
that's all we have on episode 9.
Wait, shout-outs. We got to do shout-outs.
Oh, we have some? Oh, what do y'all have?
And around college football, we kind of stopped that segment.
Hey, shout out to Spirit because they took care of me on my flight this weekend. I didn't know if I was going to pass my Series 66, and so I booked the flight through Spirit. They let me bring on 2 carry-ons for all my people who fly Spirit. Y'all know that ain't the normal. All right, but J-Hall got game. All right, shout out to my girl.
That's actually really impressive.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro.
Hey, I got a shout-out.
Shout out Spirit Halloween.
Oh. Busy time of year. They actually, shout out Opolis, the people that sell my merch. Thank you guys for all you guys do.
I think my shirt just got delivered, by the way. I got an email about that. I got to check.
Oh, really? They've been working overtime like crazy, man. They've done a great job with everything.
Hey, do you know what your numbers look like? Not like your profits or anything, but just like how many shirts you sold?
Maybe like 7,000 or 8,000. Just a little bit, a pretty good amount. Thing is, I wanted to work with Opolis like a year ago, and they just like would never hit me back. But started making some plays, and now they want to hit me up.
That's how it goes, man. That's how it goes.
Appreciate you guys at Opolis.
Mm-hmm. Money talks.
Jaren,
you got anything? Any shout outs?
Mm-hmm. And shout out all my friends from Kansas coming out to the game. Shout out all my family from Kansas. Looking forward to playing in front of you guys.
Hey, shout out to B. Willie, man. He's not on here as much anymore, but he's forever in our hearts.
Busy boy.
Busy. All right, y'all, that's all we got.
Sam Darnold's starting for them?
Oh, yeah, Brock Purdy's out.
Isn't that crazy?
I mean, I'm not going to say it's crazy, but
I mean,
Brock
it's,
Purdy
you
has
know,
definitely played way better than. It's crazy how the backup quarterback's getting paid more than the starting quarterback.
what?
Yeah,
It's interesting.
because Sam Darnold is still from an era where he negotiated his contract, so I'm pretty sure he's still playing like on his last year of his rookie deal
That actually is insane.
before it was capped.
All right, that concludes episode 9? Season
Yes.
3, episode 9? That concludes it. Thank
Good
you guys
night,
so
y'all.
much for listening. We will get back to you guys ASAP.
Like, yeah.